This sode would not be possible without the support of our listeners, patrons, and sponsors. If you'd like to learn more about supporting the 3-Bit Gamer Show, check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/3BG. And a huge thanks goes out to our boss-level patrons, Christopher and Patrick. Oh, hey, JD, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Hope it's not that coronavirus.
Dude, JD, are you sure you're okay?
Is his skin turning green?
I wasn't bit. I wasn't bit. I'm fine.
Oh, get out of here!
This is Asmodan. Welcome to the 3-Bit Gamer Show.
It's the 3-Bit Gamer Show. I'm JD.
This is Peterson.
And Aaron.
I'm Zombie.
Yeah, you made it back. I'm glad.
J Zombie.
J Zombie. Not a lot doing there.
Doesn't that work?
Jade. Zombie sing.
We better just move on.
Kudos, I'm yours.
Zombie sing. Jay.
All right. Kudos is our positivity segment. We like to get the podcast off on a good start, a good non-deadly virus start. And Peterson, why don't you start off with your kudos, because I want to piggyback on it.
Okay, so JD told me about a podcast that was out, and I forgot about it when he told me, and then I remembered. Why did I remember? It just came to me, and I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. I gotta listen to this.
Yeah.
And it's called Office Ladies. And if you are as big of a fan of the show The Office as I am, as JD is, then you will love this podcast.
Any red-blooded American is. Come on, guys. Come on.
If you're a human.
Yeah.
It is a podcast. There's lots of Office podcasts, but this one is by Jenna Fisher and his name
Angela Kinsey, yeah.
Who plays Pam and Angela on the show. Mm-hmm. And they do a podcast, and it is episode by episode.
Did you say the name yet?
Yeah, it's called Office Ladies.
Okay.
And they literally start episode 1, and they just talk about the episode. They give background tidbits, stuff that was happening behind the scenes.
If you are a avid Office listener and you have watched all the DVDs and all the special features and deleted scenes, and you've read all the trivia from all the interviews you could possibly read, one episode of this is going to double your trivia
so
knowledge
much better.
of the show.
It's
unbelievable, the type of insider stuff they tell you, everything about the show. So I got confused once, probably a year or two ago, and I was like, wait a sec, this is filmed in California. Like, I watched The Office for a decade and thought it was filmed in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Actual Scranton.
It is filmed in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wait a sec, how do they do all the snow? And it was all fake snow, and they imported it for, like, any scene there's snow or when it looks cold, and they do such a good job. So I Googled it and was like, oh, cool, now I've solved that mystery. And then I started listening to this show, and when they talk about the detail, the level of effort that went into this, and, like, the fact that they're standing out there during these scenes when they're supposed to be standing out there shivering and pretending to be cold, and they're roasting their butts off
because
it's
so
hot.
Southern California.
Uh-huh. Dude, this show is so amazing. It is so much cool details.
It is really cool. And like JD said, so much, like, when I say background, not just behind the scenes, but also like in the background of the show. So I started listening, and then I went back and watched, and I'm seeing all this stuff that they were mentioning and bringing up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. They talk about when they were when they broke, when they just couldn't stop laughing,
Mm-hmm.
when they talk about stuff that was improv'd. It's amazing. It's an incredible podcast. Well done. And of course, these ladies are absolutely wonderful. They're easy to listen to.
Dude, you know what I like a lot is that Angela is such a fan of the
Such
show.
a fan.
It's like it's super funny. Like like Jenna Fisher is like obviously like, yeah, she's into it or whatever. But
she hadn't watched it outside of when it was airing.
Yeah, exactly.
So this was her first like rewatch,
which is insane. But I think Angela, it's kind of funny because Angela was more of a background character, and the background actors.
She's the blonde hair.
The accountant.
Yeah.
The background actors were way more into the show and the series because it was a much bigger deal to them. They weren't getting movie offers off the side, during the off season and stuff as much. So it's so cool to have that joint perspective.
And the relationships. Anyways, if you like The Office, this is it's a must listen.
How far are they into the show on the podcast?
I'm not sure. I'm only 4 episodes in, and I started it like 2 days ago.
But this has been out for a long time.
Not
right?
a long time.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh no! They just barely started. So like, you will not be behind necessarily if you check it out now.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Okay, so my kudos is just you guys. Okay, so I love to have relationships with people in drive-throughs and drive-through windows.
Of course.
Do you?
So I go to Taco Bell. last night, and so
Please tell me you're not doing this during like the lunch rush, though.
No, it's like 7 p.m., 7:30. No,
so
these guys love this, though. They love that
Yeah.
I'm not just treating them as like a robot taking my order. So I pull up there, and they've got these new tacos.
They have to act like they love it because they're service workers.
Well, they
kidding.
are doing a really
They
good
love
job.
it, and they love me,
And they tell me
they
that
all
because I
tell
ask them at the end.
and I tip them all.
What are those tacos called? The
Reaper Ranch?
No, the tacos. There's like the nacho cheese and the chipotle. It's basically a soft taco wrapped around a hard taco shell.
Oh,
The double stack.
the
Double stack. So Taco Bell has the new
Double
double stack
stuffed.
tacos. They have one that's nacho cheese. They have one that's chipotle something.
Chipotle cheddar.
And then they have one that has Reaper Ranch. So the last time I went to Taco Bell, which was like a month ago, I pulled up and I asked the gal, I said, hey, how is Reaper Ranch? Is it good? And she was like, yeah, no, I love it. It's super good. And I was like, well, tell me, how hot is it? Because I hear Reaper and I'm like,
I'm gonna die.
Between like Taco Bell's branding versus like actual realism. And I was like, is Reaper Ranch? And she's like, no, I don't really like spicy food and it's perfect. So I was like, okay. So I ordered a couple of those, went home, and they were amazing. I mean, it's a spicy ranch, but it has a lot more depth of flavor than that. Just like
it's not just like a
hot ranch.
Yeah.
No, it's freaking amazing. It's so good, and it really works well on taco. So I went back.
Hot Ranch is the name of a show that I watched on Cinemax the other evening. Where
Couple farmers.
A couple farmers.
Welcome
Hot
to
Ranch.
Hot Ranch.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a
Where all the overalls only have one strap. Hot Ranch.
Hot rage.
Hot Ranch. More Confessions of a Secret Call Girl.
Anyway,
no.
So it's so good. So I go back last night, and they and I go to I was like, can I get 2 Reaper Ranch tacos? And she's like, oh, sorry, we're out. And I was like, is it because it's so good? And she like literally didn't respond for a second. She's like, what the fuck? And I was like, she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm so mad. And so I ordered 6 quesadillas instead and just pulled forward. And so I pull forward, and the guy who wasn't the guy that took my order, he comes forward. He's like, can I get you any sauces? And I was like, yeah, some freaking Reaper Ranch. And I said it so bitchy, and he looked at me like for another long second. He's like, what? The girl that was talking to me on the intercom barges past him, and she's like, let me tell you a story about Reaper Ranch. And then these two just give me this whole spiel about how the warehouse is out.
Everyone's out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's so weird.
They say they sell out in like a week. They're like, we get it, and then we sell out. And so I Googled it, and there was like a Reddit post from May of last year. So this has been an ongoing like cycle, ebb and flow.
It's got to be in like the test markets, right? May has to be test markets because I go to Taco Bell a lot. And
so they
it's
put it in
recent.
test markets, then they brought it out to the real markets without anticipating how popular it'd be, and they ran out in like 2 seconds. Here's the thing. They've been out for 2 weeks, but the sign on the drive-thru has not changed. 2 weeks without updating the sign means that, yeah, they ran out, and they fucked up because they didn't realize how much people would love it. And it's so good!
It really is good.
I bet they're like, well, it's spicy, so half the normal people that will get it, but
and
people,
it is not that spicy.
Yeah, because Reaper
Nuts.
sounds hot.
Reaper sounds beyond
Have you
hot.
had it, Aaron?
I have. Well, because when I saw the double stack commercial, they got me. So I was like, I gotta have one.
Every time there's a Taco Bell right by my work, so every time there's a new thing, I'm like, well, guess where I'm going to lunch tomorrow.
Yeah. Here's the thing, like Taco
Bastards.
Bell normally is like, oh, you got to get ads in front of people. Look, I'm the guy that goes to YouTube to look for Taco Bell ads.
Yeah.
I Google Taco Bell ads
What's
and then go
new at
watch
Taco Bell?
Yeah,
I'm on their website and stuff.
I want to watch Taco Bell ads. I'm
You just
sorry.
need, like, phone alerts every single time something comes up.
Get a Google alert. Yeah.
So I kept getting not Chipotle, the cheddar ranch, whatever it is.
Right.
Reaper Ranch.
No, just
the
Chipotle.
Chipotle cheddar?
Just the cheddar
It's
one.
alright.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
It's good because like the Reaper
I
Ranch,
like it.
I don't like ranch like just on a taco.
No,
it doesn't.
fuck
It
no.
just sounds bizarre.
I don't like ranch
and
on a
odd.
sandwich. I don't like ranch on anything but a salad, and even
Salad.
then it's borderline because I'd rather have blue cheese or like every other salad.
And then
dressing.
if it's bad ranch, you ever had like bad ranch? You're like, ugh.
ranch
So-
is the bottom tier.
Yeah, for sure. So I got 2 of the cheddar and then 1 Reaper Ranch, just in case the Reaper Ranch fails. I still have 2 cheddar, right? Because you never put all your eggs in one basket. I gotta have options.
Oh no, especially
for
if it's
sure.
new, you got to mix it up.
Yeah. And so I ate it and I put hot sauce on top of it. And I was like, man, this is spicy
Cool.
now.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so good. I loved it. And I had 3 double stacks that I was super full.
So yeah, I went and got one of each because I was like, oh, they're new. I'll try them all.
Yeah.
So I got one of each. They're like $1.15 each
Yeah,
or
they're
something like
so
that.
cheap.
So like, I'll get one of each. And yeah, Reaper Ranch was the best. Chipotle
sure.
cheddar I still liked. I thought it was good. The nacho one's just, it's classic
what you
Taco
expect.
Bell fare. And so the next time I went back, I did the same thing. I was like, hey, can I get Reaper Ranch and a Chipotle cheddar? And she's like, we're out of Reaper Ranch. And I was like, no, that's the one I wanted the most. And she's like, yeah, we can't even keep it because it just goes out immediately and everyone loves it. And I've had a similar experience when I first
So
had
bizarre.
it. The 2 workers there, because I had also was like talking to them. It was like 2:00.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to the workers, and they were saying the same thing. They're like, it's so good. I've had it. It's amazing. And
I didn't know they sell packets, or do they have packets of it?
No.
They've never had packets of it.
No.
but if they had, here's the thing: if they had some of that sauce available still, like I guarantee
You'd be
you
on
could be like,
eBay
hey,
for
can you
$1,000.
give me? No, if they even had like the sauce in the store for
a
the
bucket?
tacos, like you can order their
Yeah.
extra sauces, like their jalapeno
Yeah.
sauce I've ordered.
Yeah.
Like, hey, throw that on there. You could throw that on a regular taco, especially if it's like 2:00 in the afternoon and
If
no
they
one's there.
if they don't like make this a permanent menu item, they're just wasting money.
Oh,
It's
for
crazy.
sure.
Yeah.
Just charge extra
It's
for
Taco
that.
Bell. They
People
probably
pay for
will.
it.
They did that with the Crunch Wrap, and they were like, "Oh, this is popular. I guess it's a permanent menu item now."
Yeah.
Because I remember
And the
when it was
quesarito and the grillers.
Yep, I
Yeah.
remember when those were all like just test items.
Mm-hmm.
They were just
Oh, the Reaper Ranch
Something
needs to
they're
be
trying.
permanent, or I'll be pissed. Aaron, you have a kudos. Let's make it kind
Yeah,
of quick.
yeah. Oh, sorry.
We
Yeah,
got
yeah.
so obsessed with
Kudos.
Taco Bell, man.
So my kudos is Jojo Rabbit. So I just saw this last week, and this movie is fantastic. If it's
Have
probably
you heard of it, JD?
Yeah, it's the one with Hitler.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah. I mean, it's not about Hitler,
Right,
but it's
right. No, I
but
get
it's
it.
It is
so-
a Hitler documentary that Aaron loves. Apparently,
Ooh, yes.
Wow, how they really nailed his character.
So this is from director Taika Waititi. He did Thor Ragnarok, and he did some other ones too, other movies I'm not familiar with. But it's centered around this 10-year-old boy who grows up in Nazi Germany. So anything that you would imagine as Nazi Germany as a 10-year-old, you're just being fed information from your environment, right? So he goes to school, they feed him fascism, and that's all he knows. So in his room he has Hitler posters, like Nazis are awesome, basically. So
Yeah.
he's like
they're-
into it.
yeah.
He wants to be a Nazi, and he wants to be Hitler's like honor guard or whatever. And so it's just it kind of paints everything into a funny picture of, and
It's a comedy.
It's a comedy,
Right.
but then it goes into like drama because this
Yep.
is, I mean, Nazi Germany,
Right.
and this is on the tail end of the war. His imaginary friend is Hitler, and Taika Waititi,
he has
the director,
an
plays him.
imaginary friend that is Hitler.
Yeah,
a 10-year-old boy.
It's so funny because he's always like, "Sieg Heil me, Sieg Heil me."
Yeah, but it's the Hitler that a 10-year-old would
Yeah.
imagine. So
it's super
like-
funny. It's over the top. It's seriously
out. It's
so
in theaters
fun.
right now, or did you watch it?
It's still in theaters. Yeah,
I've
Nice.
only heard good things about this
because
movie.
it's up for an Academy, so it'll be in theaters until it gets released on DVD. Basically,
Okay.
so yeah, go see it.
Jojo Rabbit. I'll have to check that out. Live from the 3 Bit Gamer Show. the news. All right. Our news this week is brought to you guys by Crave Cookies. And I ordered Crave Cookies on DoorDash last night.
You did?
I had that orange one.
How is it?
Oh, it's so good. But let me tell you, Trent really undersold this cookie called the Rockstar.
Was that the like everything cookie?
Mm-hmm. I had to have it. It has semi-sweet chips, regular chocolate chips. It has pretzels, salt, sea salt, and then one more thing.
Caramel bits, or I don't remember.
That is insane.
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny because I thought it was called, I don't know why. I think I just can't read. Let's see. Yeah, toffee. It's toffee in it, too. Freaking toffee. I was calling it it's called the Rockstar. I was calling it the Rockefeller. And I was like,
wow.
The Rockefeller has got to be the coolest cookie name ever. My brain just was latched onto that. So I already made up a cookie called the Rockefeller and sent it to Trent. So
good.
Hopefully my submission gets accepted.
Wait, what was it?
Let's see. I sent it to you too, dum dum. You were on that chat. Read it.
Does he actually do that?
Oh, the coffee one.
Coffee flavored dough, which I learned you can make coffee flavored dough by just adding instant coffee crystals
Smart. I
to
saw that.
your actual. Because I looked at all the recipes for coffee flavored cookies, and that's what I do. Just
I
take
thought you were
instant
just
coffee
riffing
crystals.
off my coffee cookie idea from last time. That's
More or
why.
less. But I was like,
okay.
yeah. And then it's got coffee flavored dough, coffee chips, toffee chips, and potato chips.
The potato chips was the
The
thing
rock.
that threw me
That's
off.
the kicker. Yeah.
But it's called the Rockefeller. Anyway, check out Crave Cookies. You can find them at cravecookies.com or you can check them out on Instagram. They're here in Midvale, Utah. They have cookies, sodas, and pretzels. And it's amazing. All right, let's get into some news. Peterson, you want to start us off?
Okay, so this is a story that this just amused me. So the headline is that an armed robber steals over $130,000 worth of GameStop merchandise. Dude, this is like the opposite of the guy who stole from Valve and sold it to GameStop.
Right.
Is this the same guy?
Yeah.
Can we get confirmed? Did he put it into his crappy little
I don't
car?
know what it is, dude. What is it about armed robbers going to GameStop? Why do they go to GameStop?
Guys, he got 10 years in prison for this because it's armed robbery. GameStop?
Dude, there was a dude that...
What is at GameStop that you want so badly?
Dude, I don't get it. There was a dude that was shot on my street a year ago that had just knocked over the GameStop down for me. I'm like, why GameStop? What is it about GameStop? The kids that are like, I'm going to do crime for the first time. What am I most familiar with? Oh, I've been to GameStop a lot. I'll go there.
Yeah,
I'll go
that
there.
makes a lot of sense.
That looks like it'll be easy to
They
rob.
want all those Funko Pops, man.
I guess.
And
So here's the thing, though.
$130,000 though.
He robbed 4 different GameStops.
That's what I'm saying.
And this is what he said. They loaded consoles and games. He load these in my bag. And it was obviously he's going to sell them, right?
Where's your fence for that much fucking game stuff? You'd have to build a store, like a brick and mortar store, to sell it.
Not worth it. Yeah. Not worth it. I mean, he didn't sell like any of it. And now he's getting 10 years in prison.
Because how are you going to move 6 figures worth of fucking video game stuff if you've stolen it from the one place you would sell it to?
sell it back. Well, and a lot of their stuff is behind the counter, right? Like, because they don't keep cartridges or discs in the cases.
Dude,
so
just incredible.
That's
Amazing.
insane.
This is the worst place to. I mean, this is the last place I would rob. If I was like desperate and needed, because look,
dude.
Not only that, like he didn't even get that much cash out of it. But look, you steal $130,000 worth of stuff.
You have to sell.
Now you have to go online and sell all of that.
That's a lot of work.
That's what I'm saying. You become
That's
a
lot of
store
work.
at that point. So you've like stolen yourself a job.
Yeah.
You have to. You know how
Yeah,
long
but
it
you're
take
gonna
you to
get-
sell
you're
all
gonna
that, package all that, send it, ship it.
But your
The
salary
people at the
is on
FedEx store
PayPal.
know you. Yeah, like what the fuck? It's so crazy. Here's the thing, dude.
You guys take PayPal?
I get
like,
it.
This is a restaurant.
I get it if you're just doing like reggae crime, but if you're at the point where you've got a gun and you're pointing it at people, go to the bank where they keep literal money and just steal money. You might as well.
Places don't carry cash that
If you
much
are pulling a
anymore.
gun on someone, go to the part where, like, make it you at the highest risk. at least give yourself a chance at the highest reward.
Look, you got 10 years
yeah.
for nothing. You
That's bizarre.
Anyway.
at least go to the bank.
This next one's interesting, though. Let's see, Peterson, you just run this. These are
Okay.
all your stories.
Atari is going to, and this was like dominating the news cycle for video game news. Atari is building 8 hotels across the United States.
Cool. They can put like Ataris in each room.
So the first one is going to be in Phoenix. And there's going to be like esports facilities and arcades and stuff at the hotels, but restaurants, bars, but all of it's going to be like Atari branded. Just everything
so, like, themed and stuff?
Yes. Movie theaters, bakery, gym, meeting rooms, it's all going to be Atari themed.
I bet that gym doesn't get a lot of action.
No,
It's like
definitely not.
It's just like a bunch of
I'm going to a video game. Like I
Bunch
work
of
out a fair
50s.
amount, and if I'm going to a video game hotel, I'm not going to fucking gym.
It's just a bunch of like Ring Fit. I would play Ring Fit Adventure. It's like, oh, there's a bunch of those Ring Fit adventures.
The only people in the gym are just trying to get steps on like their whatever game that requires a pedometer. They're just in there grinding. No one's actually doing.
There's a
actual
Pokemon Go
exercise.
track, because it tracks
There you
your
go.
like
And you just
distance.
see
so
everyone
you're
just walking in a
around.
circle with their phone, looking down at their phones.
But there's going to be one in Las Vegas, so that one's pretty close.
Cool.
But Atari, I would stay there. Look, if I had an option between that and like a Motel 8,
Yeah.
Atari Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But there's no Atari Casino. So if I'm going to Vegas,
You'll be very disappointed.
I'm not going to stand at the Atari Hotel. Let's be honest. Unless, wait, what if the Vegas one does have gambling?
That'd be crazy.
Just NBA 2K20 on every console. Okay, so the next one. This. Plague Inc. is making a comeback.
This is old. Isn't this game like 2012 or something?
It's pretty old, yeah.
It's really old.
Making a comeback after the coronavirus outbreak.
See, that's
There's-
where we are in 2020. Like, people are that, like, morbidly welcoming death.
And here's the thing.
Everyone's
more
like,
death in my video
It hit
games.
number 1 in China. Plague Inc. did.
That's what I'm saying.
'Cause people are
Everyone's
like-
everyone's
I
a
don't know.
nihilist now.
That's
Everyone's
weird.
just, like, waiting for the end. And they're like, fucking hurry.
God. I'll pretend I'm the virus until it gets me.
Yeah, like, I'll just... How can I get this virus to me quicker? What could this virus do?
Well, yeah. What are the?
What's the virus doing wrong?
How can we accelerate?
I just
this?
think that's so funny. I remember when you were on like the 60th craze now, right? Because we had bird flu, swine flu, Ebola, Zika, SARS.
There's one more. I can't remember.
Just anything. Oh, mad cow is always a good one.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like all these crazes and like, I just am so fucking sick of it. Can I just say, I am so tired of this particular news cycle. I'm fed up with. I'm sick of hearing it because this is the thing is you have a virus that emerges in a place that doesn't have a great access to healthcare, like rural China. And then guess what? The virus takes hold because they don't have access to healthcare. And then when people start dying because as you've seen in China, the hospitals are closing, they're like, "Oh my god, there's so many sick people, the hospitals are closing." No. Those hospitals are overwhelmed because they're providing healthcare services to a giant area of people. So they close because they're overwhelmed. And then guess what? A lot of people die. So CNN rolls in with the cameras, film a bunch of dead bodies in China. And they're like, "Oh my God,
Here
it's
it comes.
coming to your home."
Here
And then
it comes.
every once in a while, someone in the U.S. that doesn't have access to fucking healthcare because they don't have health insurance or X, Y, or Z. So they're like, "I can't go to the doctor now." They die from coronavirus and CNN and everyone else rolls up the cameras. They're like, "Yes, someone in America died. We're
Everyone
going
gets
to
scared.
spend 48 straight hours on this one person's death." And then guess what? It gets fucking figured out. It gets fixed.
It just disappears.
You have,
Essentially, from the news
big, scary
cycle.
numbers. If you add them all up together, you're like 20,000 people have died across the world. Yes, 20,000 people who are either old or already unwell died because they didn't have access to health care.
What percentage is that? That's
Exactly, and the infection rate is up in the millions. So you say 20,000 people died, and it's like, okay, 60 million people got it. Cool. That many people die from just the regular flu. But guess what? Everyone in my fucking office can't stop talking about it. Every old person, every boomer out there is like, "Oh, thank God I have something to yammer about endlessly and be concerned about vaguely and do absolutely nothing about."
JD rant.
Getting angry.
I'm over it. Stop fucking talking about
No,
it.
I'm on the opposite end here. I want more.
I want more viral scares that mean nothing.
I'm just waiting for the big one. It's coming, JD. You just wait. The big one's coming.
Please.
Dude, I read it on
Just come
friggin'
finish me
CSS.
off.
CNN
Finish me off.
said it's coming.
Okay.
Okay, but here's my theory. First of all, this is a conspiracy, this news cycle that JD's talking about. Big virologists. They're the ones. They're like, how do we stay relevant? They keep eliminating all these. The vaccines are just really killing off our trade. So big virology, they spread it.
Yeah,
and they're
well,
like,
I mean,
oh.
this virus is a strain of SARS and another
Mixed.
So they're just cooking this up in a laboratory.
And
Hey,
they're
how
like-
can we kill some people
and then
to make us relevant?
They're like, you know what? I'm bored.
Yeah.
I just really want some news anchor to interview me on the news. And then they come on and they're like,
we got the
"Listen,
vaccine right here.
We're working on a cure. It's spreading fast, though. And I'm going to talk to the WHO a little bit later today. And they're like, oh, shoot, outbreak again? Start closing it up. Put on the red flashing lights.
Look, guys.
Dude, this is a conspiracy. I'm telling you. Big virology.
It's not that hard.
I'm
Here's
on
the thing.
it. I'm onto it.
Big virology is screwing up because it's just this simple. They have samples of smallpox at the CDC in Atlanta. It's like the only place on the planet Earth.
But that's the
where you
thing.
can
If it
find
gets out, they know where it
smallpox.
came from, so they got to make a new one.
Uh,
They're like, oh, you don't.
I'm
know.
sorry. If you infect the planet with smallpox, does it matter where it came from?
No, they'll
Are they
know.
punishing people and locking them up in prison at that point? No, everyone has smallpox, and thank God for it.
I've had smallpox.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I have a
small
scar.
amount. Really?
Yeah. When you go overseas, you have to get a smallpox vaccination.
Give the shot from the.
and so,
the
well, what they do is they actually
Wait,
take.
don't we all have
they
a
t-
smallpox
they take,
vaccination?
No.
So if you see
So-
like Europeans,
Here, I'll take off my
Indian
shirt.
people,
You can-
they'll have
folks
that
at
big
home
scar
can't
on
see
their
this, but I'm
arm,
taking my
on their
shirt.
upper arm. You'll see that. U.S. people don't have it, but it's from the vaccination.
Gotta help me. There we go.
That scar. Everyone in Europe has that
you
scar.
can't
So
get
what they do is they have
smallpox?
it's like a deadened or a less potent version of the smallpox.
Lots of vaccines,
and
yeah.
so it's not completely dead, but you actually you have it. So they take a needle,
want
they
that.
put this in a little vial, and they start poking you like 20 times in the same spot.
That's tight. It's like
And
a
so
tattoo.
then it pusses up, and you have to keep it covered for a couple weeks. If that busts, and it could spread over your body, and you will get smallpox.
Seems risky to let people
So,
be
dude,
responsible.
Everyone
for
in
this.
Europe has that scar. I'm telling you.
So the thought is terrorists could possibly use it as a form of terrorism,
Like
so,
yeah.
a terrorist attack.
We
So
don't
the-
get enough viral terrorism.
Wait, how did we get here? Oh, Plague Inc.
plaguing.
Well, the best part about this story, though, I'm going to reel it back in. The best part about this story is that the company Endemic, whatever, who makes Plague Inc., they have come out and they had to make a statement. In the game, you will see it that says, please don't use our game to learn about the coronavirus. This is not a good source
Go
of
learn
knowledge.
about it firsthand.
Go to China.
Go to China.
Go to China and just start licking things.
Start-
Fucking knows. I'm booking my trip
But
now.
it's just the best. I love that there's this outbreak and it immediately number one download in China.
This game's awesome. If you guys haven't checked out Plague Inc., everyone should have it on their phone.
It is a good game.
Anytime you're on a plane and you're like, I want to play a game, but none of them, they're all online, you always got Plague Inc.
Yes.
And it's super nice.
It's good, and like the first couple rounds, they do it well. The first couple rounds are like easy enough to win. They'll be kind of hard, but then it gets hard. Like you have to really change up.
It's
your
a map of the
strategy.
world, and you start as a strain of a virus.
You play as the virus,
and then you gain experience points from killing people and infecting people that you can then in turn spend to modify your virus. And the idea, and you mutate the virus, and the idea is that you are racing the scientists that are trying to find a cure.
Yeah.
And if they find a cure, that's how you lose. If you manage to infect, and if the countries will start doing quarantines,
Yeah, and they'll
if
stop
countries
boats and
lock
stop
down,
planes.
and Greenland's really hard. If you don't
Greenland and
get-
Madagascar.
yeah, if you don't get those islands infected, they lock it down, and then that's
There's no
where
way to
they'll
get it.
engineer a cure because you can't get it there.
Yeah.
Because they'll shut down the boat.
Freaking
So
Greenland.
stupid Greenland and Madagascar. That's start it there. They all of my viruses start.
Yeah,
in
you got to
Greenland.
start at one of those places.
It's hardy as hell. This one's you.
Okay,
So
I
you.
accidentally came across this story, and I did not know. Actually, it was on my list of predictions for 2019, and I decided not to do it. But Bubble Bobble, they're releasing a new Bubble Bobble game on the Switch. This is what I've wanted since Nintendo started remaking all their games. Everyone has that weird game that like you played as a kid that you just loved. This is one of those games for me. You just holds a special place in your heart. Bubble Bobble. I went and looked at. It's called Bubble Bobble 4. I can't remember. It has more to the title, but Bubble Bobble 4. It's coming out in first quarter in the U.S. It's already been released in Europe. It's getting mediocre reviews, but the point is, I want to play another Bubble Bobble game with my kids. The gameplay looks very familiar. I'm in. Bub
dork.
and Bob are the names
Oh
of
my
the
God,
characters.
such a dork.
And this has been the characters from the beginning when I heard they were adding like new characters to Smash.
Mm-hmm.
I want one of the Bubble Bobble dragons to be added in Smash. That's what I want.
Okay.
I want Bub or Bob.
Oh my God, you don't have a preference. You must not be a real fan.
I mean, they're pretty much the same.
Real fans know it's all about
One's
Bub.
green and one's blue, I believe. So
You should know. This next thing,
this is so
comes
good.
with a big caveat. Well, no, I'm going to skip that. I read.
Okay.
Did you read that article?
no,
It's clickbait.
it's just stupid.
It's stupid. This next one, let's see. This comes with a caveat because this is a thing that has been bouncing around the news. Is that they've released the NPD group, which does they just do statistics and market studies. Announced
NPDs.
their best selling games of 2010 to 2019
So the
compared
decade.
to the best selling games of the previous decade. Now I went hunting because this clearly came in a press release that's not published anywhere. So I can't verify the metrics, I can't verify the data or how they reach these things, and the way that it's just talked
All
about.
I could find is that it was funded by Activision. So I don't know.
It's so stupid. I think if you're going to release these claims, like these are spectacular claims and they require spectacular evidence, and there is zero evidence. And everyone from Forbes to Engadget published this
Yes.
without any like link or any explanation
sounds
of
about
how
right.
they found the data. They're just like, yeah, here's the 20
Here's
best.
the list.
And it is so clickbaity because the 20 best from last decade, the previous decade, are all over the place. You know, Madden, Halo, Guitar Hero, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Call of Duty, World at War, Rock
We
Band.
play.
But then this last decade, it's all Call of Duty.
Top 10. 7 of them are Call of Duty.
And then
2 are Rockstar games.
and half of
one's
them are Call of
Minecraft.
Duty. And like number one is GTA 5, and then the next like 5 are Call of Duty games. And it's like it's just.
That seems weird.
The data is so obvious that it's like, oh, let's pound down on Call of Duty and all the idiots that buy that game and blah, 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 and let's speculate on what the hell's wrong with the gaming industry that all people do is buy Call of Duty, and I can't help but just press X to doubt. I really doubt.
Me too.
All of this.
I don't doubt that Call of Duty sells like gangbusters.
Yeah.
Because I did see another top 10 list that actually had figures to it, like copies sold. And Minecraft was by far the most
yeah.
yeah,
purchased
Minecraft
game.
on their list here is number 10.
And on
I
this
find
other
that
list I saw that had
very
numbers.
difficult to believe.
Had Minecraft as number 1 with 180 million
That's insane.
copies sold, which I believe that.
Well, I believe
I've bought
anything
it
that
twice.
has data, and I Googled this like crazy.
Me
I went
too.
to NPD's group's website, couldn't find a single thing. I
No.
searched around all their press releases. I looked, because there are websites that just aggregate press releases. That's all they do. You submit your press release. This is not there. So honestly, I have no fucking idea where this came from.
Like, is it digital downloads only?
There's nothing.
Is it hard
And I
copies
can't believe
only?
people just swallowed this and just published it.
It's wild.
It's super crazy. So if you guys see this floating around, and if anything already appeals to biases you already have, you should just press X to doubt.
Yeah.
You see an article that's like, oh, this certain group of people are doing something that you hate. Just press X to doubt for a sec, because what the fuck?
Yeah, this was wild.
It was weird.
I believed the other list with the numbers a little bit better, where it was like Minecraft,
Provide,
Fortnite was on there.
show your work.
Show your
Show your work.
Yeah.
Did we not all do pre-algebra?
This was
and, like every other math class.
Somebody who's never in the video game world was like, I don't know, what's a video game? Call of Duty. And they just started listing Call of Duty games in order.
That seemed arbitrary. Anyway, so that was weird. Okay, this is our last story. And
And
this
this
is
one has a
hot,
little juicy
hot,
tidbits
hot.
to it.
Warcraft 3.
It was released Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
Well, originally released in 2000.
Yeah.
And it was one of the like defining video games of RTS.
Yeah, it once again changed up the RTS genre,
Right.
shook it up a little bit, which is what StarCraft did. So Warcraft 3, after StarCraft, right, this was shaking up the RTS genre because they added heroes. That was the first time you really saw these.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of people
hero
didn't actually
units.
like the heroes because it was just more to manage, and the heroes obviously are super powerful.
Well, it was so different, right?
Yeah.
It was so different, and so it limited like the amount of troops you could have on the map. But
And one of the things that's very important is that this led to the mod for this, Defense of the Ancients, led to an entire genre of games, which is MOBAs emerging.
Dota and then League of Legends, right? These are huge moneymakers in the video game industry. These are some of the top moneymakers. So Blizzard in 2018 at BlizzCon announced that they were remastering Warcraft 3, which is what people have been wanting this for a long time now.
This is like this is the level of desire is up there with the Age of Empires 2 remaster.
Yeah, people
Yes.
were into this.
Yeah, so you can still buy the 2002 version of Warcraft 3 on Blizzard's website, but the thing is, it doesn't have all the aspect ratios for your monitors and the resolution, so it's just
It's old. It's a 2002
it
game.
sucks. Like, you cannot play it on a good PC.
You got to break out the old equipment.
You do. You really do. And so, like, nobody has, like, a 720p monitor, really, anymore. And so, like, the resolution's all
I bet I have one lying around
super
somewhere.
weird. So, yeah. Anyway.
So this game finally it's released. It was announced in 2018. They were
And
like,
at BlizzCon, they showed cinematics, they showed gameplay, they showed a lot of stuff that made people very
people
excited.
were like, yes, this is what we want. So it comes out 2 days ago, and
Like a year and a couple months later.
yeah. So it comes out 2 days ago. The remaster. It's called Warcraft 3 Reforged, and the reception online is not great.
did you say not great, or did you say a 2.4 on Metacritic?
Ooh, that's the user score.
Well,
thought it was lower than that.
It was when they wrote the article. Now it's down to 1.0.
Yeah.
They wrote
that's even down from when I looked at it last night.
It was like a 1.2 when I saw it last.
Yeah, this article was written yesterday.
Yikes.
So it is absolutely getting slammed.
So what are some of the complaints that people are having?
Okay, so some of the cinematics. Trent actually sent me a video earlier today. There is a cinematic they show side by side with the cinematic of a famous scene where I think Arthas is commanding Uther
It's the culling of Strathome.
to kill everyone in Strathome, and
Yeah.
he's arguing about it and saying, "Get the fuck out of here." They show this side by side with what was shown of the remaster of this scene they showed at BlizzCon, versus what's actually in the game. Jarring.
Yeah,
different.
it's
Aaron's
kind of
playing. Newsflash, Aaron, it has been playing
Oh,
since
tight.
release.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's
So-
got some takes.
All right. Well, I will go through all the.
Yeah, you
I'll
go
go
through
through
it.
everything on the internet, and then I want Aaron's take.
Aaron's rebut.
Yeah, he's a rebut. Okay, so a lot of the things are like, yes, they promised a lot of stuff, like overhauled cutscenes, which is, if you've ever played an old RTS, and this is if you played Age of Empires, you're very familiar with this. The cutscenes are basically just the game itself zoomed out a bit or zoomed in a lot, and the character models from the game itself like walking around and doing things. And so that was the technology at the time. That was kind of the standard at the time. They weren't really cutaway cutscenes for the most part. Well, this is they said, in the BlizzCon video, it was clear that they were like, animated cutscenes that had like characters, like different camera angles and shots and stuff.
Because if Blizzard does one thing very well, it's
the cinematic.
it's their
yeah,
cinematics
for sure.
and their cutscenes have been good. Like in StarCraft, their cutscenes were awesome, right?
Right, and so they thought, oh, that's going to be good. There's going to be a lot of updates to the lore to actually like deal with, to bring it all in line with all the stuff that's happened in World of Warcraft, because it's the same world. We're going to have characters are going to be remodeled. All these things are going to retune.
UI will be
the UI will be
updated.
fixed. There's going to be all the functionality there was in the previous game. All this stuff. None of that is in it. There are so many things. Look at this. Like, there's a screenshot, and I think I posted it on our Discord of the models of the characters in game have not loaded, and they're just cubes, checkered cubes instead of characters. Like, that's where we're at.
It had a lot of bugs. So it came out. The UI was a big complaint that I saw online. How it was not updated. I read one person, and I was telling Aaron this. Read one person. They had a ultra wide monitor, and it supported ultra wide. The game doesn't, so it's like, oh sweet, it supports ultra wide. The UI though did not. So the UI was acting as if he was using a normal, a big screen. So his video the game footage was extending beyond the UI like square that it would be if you had like a rectangular monitor. And so it was just the UI was in the middle of his game.
Lovely.
Just out
so
of
the bugs
control.
the bugs are crazy. The UI's bad. People and one reminder.
They got rid of
one
the
quick
rank
reminder.
play.
If you owned Age of Empires on Steam, for example, when the HD remake came out, you got it for a discount if you bought the HD remake, and it was still $20 full price. This is $40 full price for a game most people have bought multiple times already, and it doesn't even work.
Is it $40 or $30? I thought it was $30.
I don't know.
Yeah, I will have to double check.
But anyway, yeah.
If you you can toggle back and forth in the game from the old version to the new version. You can check a box. Do I want to play the 2000 version or whatever? So, but there's lots of complaints. One of the other things is if you any of the extra game modes, if you were
I'm thinking of the
creating
Spoils
them,
of War edition. So yeah, the basic is 30.
If you were creating extra game modes, like that's where Dota came from, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you were doing that, Blizzard changed their terms of service. They own it now. Because they don't want another Dota situation.
Right, where Valve takes $1 billion property.
Yeah. And so they own it now. But the best thing about this is I was seeing people online who were like, sweet, I'm going to make the most offensive maps I can possibly make, and then Blizzard owns them.
Enjoy all my
And they were like, I'm gonna make pro Hong Kong maps and post that, and the whole thing's pro. I was like, this is going to be amazing. So, Aaron, you've been playing. What have been your thoughts?
So I had no idea that there was this big outrage. The only outrage I had was I had to wait until 3 o'clock to even play the game on Tuesday. So
First world problems.
I know, right? So when you guys posted the link, I had no idea that this was a thing. So I started Googling, and yeah, people are super pissed, like beyond angry. But this probably sold 1 million copies over the course of the year, because you can pre-order. I pre-ordered mine as soon as they announced it because I was so excited for it. And yeah, it's crazy. I had totally forgotten about the cinematic trailer. So the cinematic trailer was super cool with the culling of Strathome, but yeah, that was a huge mistake of showing that.
But you've been enjoying the game.
I really enjoy the game. The only bug I had was
so
my
obviously
game.
You're not a super fan. I get it. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So when
why aren't you madder?
When I launched into a mission, it immediately defeated me. Immediately went to the defeat screen.
It just knew.
It just
like,
knew.
oh, this
Let's
guy's
save
never
everyone
gonna
some
win.
time.
And so I exited out of the game, went back in, and it was fine. I have not seen a single bug since then. And I've played through maybe 40 missions. So, and all the models are amazing. Because they redid every single model in the game. The grass, the trees, the buildings, everything.
It looks great.
It looks amazing. And that's what you want. You want something that
remastered. You want it to look better.
Yeah, all it is remastered. They did redo the intro cinematic, so that's completely brand new. If you look at the old orc versus the new orc, it's completely different.
I did see that one.
But all the other cinematics, they kind of almost just touched up. They added some more frames, so it's a little bit smoother. Textures are a little bit better, but overall, it's the same cinematics. If they were to do new cinematics for each cutscene, there's 2 to 3 cutscenes per mission, so you'd have to be doing like 60 cutscenes. So that's probably a bigger undertaking that they're willing to spend. So I can understand that, but they kind of dug themselves a hole by showing that awesome cinematic.
By touting, that's what they were doing.
So it's a little bit, it's misleading for sure. Yeah, people were saying online like, "Oh, I'd rather play the old version. It looks so much better." You have got to be out of your fucking mind, man. You're insane.
Well, people were like complaining about the colors of it all, and like I don't know. So
that's nonsense.
I think part of this is
just the rage culture.
Blizzard has not bought themselves any goodwill for a while, and so
this isn't going to
people
be
are just like clawing for man. Just give me something to freaking rage about online, man.
And I think also the expectations were probably higher for this game. They wanted it to, because we've had remasters that have been truly incredible.
Well, the Age of Empires 2 remaster is like the gold standard.
So that's what I'm saying. Like there have been
really
truly incredible remasters where they've updated, like not just graphically, but the UI, so it makes sense for a 2020 game, right? And
you have been just doing the single player. You know what? Have you played multiplayer or anything? You haven't tried to do it online, right?
I suck at multiplayer at this game.
That's the big thing, I think, is that they have
the
major
hardcores
issues with online multiplayer stuff.
Well, they got rid of ranked play too. The hardcore players, like that's what they did.
So that's what we're seeing is
gone.
people that are playing the single player like you are, which is probably where they focused a lot of their effort, are probably fine. Most of the rage I've seen has been multiplayer stuff because like the servers are down or they don't have certain functionality they had in the legacy game.
Yeah.
So
I can see that being a problem, but I can also see them not knowing that was going to be like such a huge deal to a lot of people. Maybe. Yeah. Because it's such an old game. Like, why would you want to be competitive for such an old game? But yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on.
A lot of news, but yeah. So let's wrap it up and let's move on.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where Blizzard goes because Trent just feels sad. He just feels like let down constantly by it.
His favorite studio is
the thing is like I feel like a Blizzard 6 is a 1 at this point because you guys can't afford. You don't have any goodwill left to make.
You burned
up for
it all
that.
now. You need to give us a 10.
Well, and it takes so long for them to come out with anything. And how many employees do they have?
Well,
they have like
800
a city.
800 fewer than they did before. That's what's so crazy to me that I was telling Trent is that these guys managed to burn with what in the business world I don't think you get to see very often, and it is the most like I can't believe they took this for granted is Blizzard fanboys. This is like if Disney managed to piss off.
Oh yeah,
Disney, their fan base.
If they just started ruining Disneyland,
yes,
to the point where people were like actively for years now just hating on it.
Yes,
like people who bought season passes every year are now like, I hate Disneyland.
Like
I
all
want
of
to
a sudden
see
they have a
it burn.
drunk Goofy like just roaming the streets.
Yes,
taking pictures with kids.
Exactly,
handing kids cigarettes.
So you have guys that would
burn that to the ground.
That would give you $500 a year just to come stand in a line near the headquarters of Blizzard, just to be somewhere, just to be closer to your hobby, just like people that go to Disneyland. Yeah. You have a fan base that dedicated. Do you think any Ubisoft gamer would ever go to a Ubisoft con and they have more games, they have more properties? Yeah. No one's going to a Ubisoft con, no one's going to a EA con, but people clamor for BlizzCon. And you have managed to just to ruin that goodwill by taking it for granted. And now you don't have leeway to release half-baked games. You have to release a 10 out of 10 game, or it's a 1 out of 10.
Well, hopefully they do right by the gamers and do something with this. Come out with some extra cinematics, or do something with their online play.
Something tells me they won't because it's like you said. I don't think they anticipated this. No. I think they thought they were releasing something good. But guess what? Blizzard polish, which Spencer always used to like to talk about, is something notable, and it's something that makes Blizzard what is Blizzard. And so, you can't just release shitty games and be like, it's fine, move on.
No.
Don't you have phones? Why aren't you
and
guys
that's what
playing
everybody
Diablo
expected
Mobile right
that
now?
they kind of deter from, because it takes them forever to come out with a game. Like that's what they pride themselves with doing is
I
coming out
have-
with a good game. But,
Yeah.
fuck 'em.
Fuck 'em. Yeah, exactly. All right. So next up,
Let's do our reindeer game. We've been heavy. Let's go light.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do
Let's
it.
do light.
Okay. So we have.
Don't play no reindeer games with me.
Well, guess what? I am gonna play a reindeer game with you.
Would you rather?
This is our
RPGs.
RPG edition. We did this.
We were talking about RPGs when we originally came up with this.
Yeah. So as you know, every now and then a segment we go long, as you can tell, and
Sometimes.
we have to bump segments. So this segment has been bumped a couple times, and I just want to do it. I feel like we need something light, so let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do a light.
Do you want to start? Do you have something good?
Let's see.
I have a lot of good
Here,
ones.
give me one. I got to look at my list, and I wrote them in my handwriting.
Okay, so
pad,
in an
so-
RPG, would you rather have no map or no quest markers?
Oh gosh, I hate this.
Like no mini map or no big map or anything.
So, like original vanilla Warcraft, where it was just like, go to this cave and look for spiders, and you have to find the cave.
No.
You have a map, but you can't. You don't have a little dot on the map that tells you where to go.
No, I would rather have no quest markers. That would suck for me because I love doing all the quests.
Mm-hmm.
But having no map, because here's the thing:
You just have to memorize. You'd have to have a mental map.
especially when I go into cities in games, I tend to
So
get
lost.
lost for the first while because I'm just trying to figure out the layout, and they'll kind of look samey.
Mm-hmm.
And oh gosh, no, that would. Oh no.
Anyone that played Fallout 3 will know immediately when I say this. Rivet City. The
it's been so long.
the
since I've played
ship
it.
Yeah.
that was like crashed, and even with the map, it was so hard to navigate, and it really taught you how debilitating it is to not have a good map in the game. So you would say. You'd say no quest markers. What about you, Aaron?
I think it would say no quest markers. Got to have the map.
I mean, the quest marker, because I did play Morrowind, and there were no quest markers.
That's a new thing. Like, that's a
Oh, and
relatively
it
new
has
thing.
been an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Well, they know because they're making these.
They're
if you
huge
blow through these,
worlds.
are 60-hour games, and they add 400 side quests. If you don't have a marker, no one would ever finish the game.
Yeah.
That would
Ever.
be so screwed.
That's how Morrowind
Yeah.
was, and it was hard. But doing it without a map, oh my gosh!
I was playing
That's my
Skyrim.
nightmare.
I was playing Skyrim VR the other night, and some guy was like, I just ran into him. He's like, "Hey, I left a necklace down in the basement. We go get it," kind of thing. So I had to go kill a bunch of skeletons in a basement, but I didn't turn the quest on, so it didn't have a marker. So I go into the basement and I wandered around, and I was just too lazy. I was like, I want to see if I can find this necklace without the marker.
gosh.
Probably added 5-10 minutes. Because in Skyrim, especially in VR, everything's now flat and N64ized, and so it was kind of hard to find the necklace. But when I finally found it, I realized I was like, this would be very difficult.
It's very
because
hard.
normally you have a big old yellow thing. It's like this freaking necklace right here.
Well, in Outer Worlds, not only do you have the marker, but it also tells you how far away you are. You're walking towards it,
so
and it's
nice.
like
that's Borderlands
350,
2.
and you're like,
Uh-huh.
they've made it so easy to do quests, and I'm okay with that. But I don't know if I could survive without a map. A map?
Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
I think
man.
I'd go. Yeah, I would go no quest marker because I think it would be fun to try to find stuff just by word of mouth.
They better not make it too hard to find stuff, though. I'll tell you that.
I know, but then
Yeah.
you'd feel so cool when
Hey,
you
as
finally
long
did.
as they had that like journal where it told you where to go.
Yeah.
Because I've played a few games where it's like go to Riverwatch or whatever.
Yeah.
They'll say that to you, and they'll be like, "You go collect the book at Riverwatch Castle," and then all it tells you in the quest log is pick up the book, and you're like, "Oh shit."
I have to look through this whole.
Where was I
castle.
supposed to go? I don't even know. No, I don't even know where I was supposed
where
to
it
get
doesn't
this
tell you where to
book.
go, yeah.
And like, yeah. So if it says
Uh-huh.
Riverwatch Castle, then at least if you have a map, you can be like, okay, I need to go to that castle.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay. What's the next one? What do you guys got?
Okay, let's see. This is an easy one. Would you rather always be underleveled or always be overleveled? So usually in an RPG, like you're fighting characters that are around your level, and so it's like the challenge is what it's
Can I
supposed
change
to
the
be.
difficulty?
No.
Can I just be over leveled and crank the difficulty up?
No, you guys got to pick.
So if you're at level 10, you're fighting level 9 stuff all the time, or
More like if you're level 10, you're fighting level 5 stuff all the
Go
time,
with-
or if you're level 10, you're fighting level 18
I go
stuff
with.
all the
I'm
time.
going to go with over leveled,
Yeah.
so I can
So
feel
it's
like a god
easier?
character.
Like you always get to that point in RPGs where
Yep.
you're like, okay, now I'm too good.
That's why. Have you been? Did you take? Because I beat Outer Worlds because it's not that long. I took every single negative perk I could get.
No, I've only
Because I was
taken a
trying to make it
handful.
difficult for myself, and it is. It's such a pain in the ass. I can't jump. Dogs scare the shit out of me. Bugs scare the shit out of
JD's
me.
afraid of everything.
Everything
in the
is
game.
so scary to me. My like
That's
whenever
all
I
He
see
hates space.
yeah, whenever I see a dog, like my attack skill like halves. Gotta get those perk points.
Got to get this perk point. So yeah, I think I would rather be, probably rather be under leveled because I do start to get bored. When I hit
Under
that-
level would force you to come up with creative ways to play the game, which would be fun.
no, that's Dark Souls, man. That's Dark Souls. You are under leveled the entire time.
But Dark Souls also throws in usually a mechanic like a block or a dodge. RPGs, think if you were
Oh, yeah.
playing,
So if
like,
you-
they don't typically give you good.
you just have to kite them the whole time. You just have to like,
You
or
fi-
shoot them
no,
from like a
You
cliff
find
that
a
they
rock.
can't- yeah.
Find a rock. That's what I do every time I come across Death Claws early game in Fallout. I'm like, find a rock that they can't
Yes.
get up.
That's what I'm saying.
and
it
then
would
just,
force
like,
you to do that.
unloading all of my guns, all of my ammo into
But
them.
you would have to do that for every
All the
single
time.
monster. No matter what it is. You
Well,
have
this sounds like survival mode in Fallout and Skyrim.
That's
When
true.
you
Like,
play it on survival
like you're
mode,
playing less
Yeah.
aggressive,
it's really
sneaking.
Yep.
I think I'd rather be under leveled, but over leveled sometimes is fun. That's how I played. That's how I essentially played. What's it called? God of War 4. Because I turned the difficulty down all the way because I just wanted to finish the story.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm fighting these guys. It's taking too much of my time. Like, this is too hard. And I just want to finish the
not even
story.
that hard of a game, man.
Well, I could feel myself bouncing off. And so I was like,
Okay.
I want to finish. So I turned down the difficulty all the way. And just like, even the big guys, I was just like, blah, 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 they're dead. Just killing everyone.
Did I tell you I did that for one single boss on Fallen Order when I was playing Jedi Fallen Order? First time ever. Because I fought him. I think I
Join me.
I know, right? I am in the dark side now.
Let your hatred consume.
This is I did the math. I had spent 25 plus minutes on this boss. He was very difficult and I was frustrated and annoyed. And I thought to myself, okay, well, I know that I have a lower amount of health boxes or health kits or whatever those things are than I should have. And so I was literally walking out of the room to go get on my ship and fly to another planet and go looking for these health kits. And I stopped and was like, no? Why? That's going to take me 2 hours to come back here and probably have to grind a little bit more for him to beat him finally. And then I'm in for 3 hours. I was like, no, this isn't worth it because Fallen Order just dragged on. It was like 60-hour game. So yeah, I turned it down and it was pretty jarring. Just one click down on the difficulty and
it's
I didn't have
crazy.
to try.
Yeah.
It was just I just meshed because I had been grinding on him so hard that once I turned it down, but I did beat the final boss on the normal difficulty and was like, okay, I
the
redeemed
final
myself.
boss is pretty hard too.
Yeah, so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then that's the thing. Is that boss the one before, that guy, I had no investment in his character. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I want to kill him because I don't like him and I want to punish him. It was like some random fucking Joe they just toss in to like further the plot point a couple times.
Yeah.
But he really has no serious, significant bearing on the plot. And so I was like, I can't be troubled to do this. So I just turned it down and then I went into God mode.
Okay, so I got another one. Would you rather, every time your character's not 100% health, you hear that heartbeat sound, even if you're at 98, every time you take any damage, which for me is the most stressful part of any game.
How about this one?
Or that's the second one. Or every time you're walking, your overweight fat character is huffing and puffing every time you're traversing
Or
the
your
world.
character is not overweight and fat, but he has 200 pounds of bones on his back.
Yeah, well, that's true. So it's either the constant breathing or the UI going do do every time you take damage.
I would say just the breathing. Like
You'd rather have
yeah,
the
I'd
breathing.
rather breathing because that's more funny than the heartbeat.
You get so annoyed with it. Though.
Yeah.
The heartbeat would be super annoying. You kidding me?
You're at 99 health and it's sitting there beating at you.
Okay.
What would you rather do, JD?
Oh, neither. Can I choose
No.
neither?
These are the two most obnoxious little things they add into games for me.
I think. Wait. So the
Which one
breathing
would you
is
rather
constant,
have?
and
Every time you're not at 100% health. So
either of them. Oh God. I gotta go with the heartbeat. People breathing upsets me. I can't.
I know.
do it.
I feel stressed out with the heartbeat, and I feel tired when my character is like,
yeah.
all the time. So I'd probably go with the heartbeat. So I could at least heal up to 100%, I guess, and get rid of it.
Sure.
I don't know.
So in RPGs, you can usually have a companion character that travels with you, and one of these things that is a hotly debated item is whether or not these characters should be able to die. Now, sometimes that's determined by difficulty. In the Outer Worlds, if you turn it up enough on the difficulty, if your companion goes down in battle, they're done. They are dead.
Which would be like all the time because I swear those dudes die.
Yep, all the time. And I'm not putting armor on them because that stupid mechanic where you can't remove it.
You want them to look how they look.
I want them to look how they look, and so
You can't remove it.
Well, you can't take it off.
You can't put it. Yeah.
So they have just
They don't have a base
their
state.
normal base clothes on.
Oh.
For whatever reason, they didn't assign an item to their regular clothes, probably so you couldn't take them and put them on for whatever reason, which is silly. But yeah,
You
so
couldn't
if you
change all their clothes up, and they all look like the other person.
Yeah, they don't allow you to do that. It's so annoying. So I'd never put armor on them, so mine were super weak, and they died all the time.
Oh, it's every
and
fight.
In Skyrim, your companions die. In Fallout 3, your companions die. In Fallout 4, they don't. So it's just kind of this thing. So would
they
you
get
rather...
knocked down and they pop back up after the
Right,
fight's
so they
over.
go down and then they get back up. Would you rather have permadeaths for your companions and literally every single NPC you talk to guilts you for it? So they're like, oh, you're the one that killed Lydia. What's it like? Or some people are like, oh, sorry to hear about Lydia who you killed.
Because you're a legend, so your companions would probably be legendary
And they
as
just,
well.
everyone guilts you about it and
gosh,
makes
I
you
don't
feel
like
like
that.
crap. Either that or your companion is unkillable, but they only say the companion you're traveling with only says words you hate, like moist.
So you're having a conversation with an NPC, and you know how sometimes they'll jump in. It'll just pan over to them, and they'll be like, "Daddy."
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And that's their contribution.
So you want them to die, but there's no permadeath. So you can't kill your companion. You just have to listen to him saying all sorts of fucked up shit. You fuck me. I'd fuck me.
They're just saying, everyone just pan over to them mid-conversation.
Yeah.
I would.
They're doing the Silence of the Lambs dance.
I would rather have that because I think that would be hilarious.
The other one's sad. This one's fucking hysterical.
It's pretty funny.
The other one's like depressing. I know they died. Stop reminding. You know what? I'm going to kill
turn
you
around,
now.
you turn around with
You just murder
frustration.
the whole town.
And you're like, shut up! And you shoot them in a shotgun, and they just laugh at you.
And then the next person you go to, you kill Lydia and John. And then he just keeps compounding.
Aim lower.
Let me see your feet.
What? Aaron, do you have any would you rathers?
Yeah, so I'm bad at these.
That's okay.
So would you rather have an RPG with only story and no action, or all action and literally no story?
Oh, only story, no action.
Yes.
Although, wait. Because that's pretty much a
it's
dating
basically just-
sim. And
You're just going around gathering stuff.
basically
preview. I
Persona.
played a dating sim and I did not love it. Okay, only action. Here's why. Because I could, if I really was desperate, if I really liked the gameplay, I could roleplay a story in my head. But if there's a game with no action and only story, oh man, I can't. Because
there's some
nothing I
games
can
like
do to
that.
make that more fun.
Well, what's your choice, Aaron?
I would probably do action because I tend to kind of fall asleep during some like super heavy story games.
Too much reading, and I start to
like
get bored.
Divinity Original Sin 2. Like sometimes I'll kind of get sleepy.
There's long dialogue sections.
So like Disco Elysium is kind of similar. There's lots of story and there's not a whole lot.
I do want to play
action.
that game though.
So yeah, I think I would probably go with action.
This is hard. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
Screw you for asking that.
Okay, well, now we're kind of on this same topic.
Okay.
Would you rather have unskippable dialogue, so every time the characters talk, you cannot skip through it. You have to listen to every single thing they say.
Oh, man.
Or super slow reading dialogue.
So like old school RPGs
And so
on
it's
Nintendo, where you had to watch the words come up and like, yeah.
So the words come up super, super slow. So either you get to hear the voice actors.
You're like, yes, I read it.
You have to listen to everything they say, or you have to read it so
I would rather do the listening
slow.
because I could at least start playing some stupid game on my phone
While they
while they just sit there and talk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just shut up. But yes, that would drive me. I would never finish either of those games. There's no way I would finish it because even in Outer Worlds, which isn't a long game, I'll sometimes be mashing the space bar to be like, I just need to get through this conversation.
Oh, I'd skip through it, and then I'd go to the conversation history because I read much faster than people speak, and so I could just skim it really quickly.
Oh, I've rarely listened to all the words on any game. If I can skip, I almost never listen to
You
the
can
words.
just read ahead.
Which
yeah.
I've learned people that sit on the couch next to you that are kind of like checking in and out on the story hate that because then if they're not actually watching and reading along, they just hear, "Well, hello, fellas." And then we went down to...
Yeah.
And I can't...
Yeah.
When we go to... Because you skip at every line. And
Yes, and you're just reading it.
Yeah.
Okay, would you rather... It is a requirement. You have to play one RPG per year, but you have to 100% it. Every year, you have to 100% an RPG or never play an RPG again.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
That'd just be my job. I have a year to 100% Outer Worlds. I have a year. I would deliberately pick games that are shorter to do and more manageable. I would never put a game like Skyrim on there.
Like The Witcher 3.
No. Or
But you got 100% it. You got 100%.
Yeah.
Or else what? Like you die or something?
Or else you can't play anymore.
Never get to play them ever
You're
again.
grounded from video games?
Yes. You have to buy the game 10 more times. Okay, would you rather have to pick the most mean douchebag options always? So if it's giving you dialogue choices or action choices, you always have to pick the worst one, just the meanest.
Okay.
I mean, that's what JD did with Outer Worlds, right?
Or
Kinda, yeah.
or
I was an anarchist.
you can play however you want, but before you play, you have to play the opening scene of Wolfenstein where you're the kid with the dog. Every time you boot it up, you got to do that first.
Oh, I do the mean options. Oh my Christ.
You can only be mean.
No, I just only be mean.
Just be mean.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do it.
Because it's kind of fun.
I don't know if I've tried mean
Just
playthroughs and I've
boot
never
up your
made
game,
it.
shoot a dog real quick, and get on with it.
I guess. I don't know. I did that one specifically for JD. I can't pick the mean option though. And that's the problem. I can't. I've tried, and I get through like 3 decisions before I'm like, I feel bad.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
I kind of wish there was like a mean option in Fallen Order. Like there was some kind of like dark side option.
Yeah.
So you start getting like some dark side powers or something like that.
I was going to say, that's kind of the tradition in lots of Star Wars single-player games, is you can go dark side, but that was like not an option. In that
No.
No, yeah. In Knights of the Old Republic, you could go bad.
Force
Yeah.
Unleashed.
But
and
I
Jedi
tried to do a
Outcast.
bad playthrough on Knights of the Old Republic.
Couldn't do
And
it.
I got to a mission where I had to break into someone's apartment and steal something, and there was a lady in there. Mm-hmm. And the options were to just let her go or kill her.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't kill this woman?
Dude.
What?
It's so challenging.
That is
I did it.
that is a home invasion. I have now done a home invasion in this game. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I 100% had Fallout 3 back in the day, and that meant you had to beat it in a good, neutral, and evil playthrough. So I did the evil playthrough, and the very first thing you can do is blow up one of the towns with a deactivated nuclear device. And so I did that, and it immediately gives you -1, because it's a quantifiable amount, a -1,000 karma score. Well, I found... And then I went, I was like, oh, I'll just go play the game now that I have negative, I'm evil and I have all the benefits of being evil. Well, about halfway through the game, I just get a notification. You now have neutral karma. Just playing the game how I normally play it, I got 1,000 positive karma. Negative 1,000 is supposed to put you so far in the hole. You have to do it.
You bounce back from nuking a town.
Yes, and I was like, fuck.
Nice.
And I had to go fucking just kill. I had to look up like the most evil shit. And I'd beaten so many of the main storylines that could give you significant chunks of negative karma. So you can just go kill people randomly and do things that like would upset the game. But there are like set pieces that allow you to get negative 200, negative 300 karma. And I had to go through the most complex fucking system to get enough negative karma that I could actually finish the game with negative karma because I play it generally so positively. It was challenging.
That's weird.
Okay, let's move on.
Wait, I got one more. I
got one
really
more?
want
Oh
to
my
do.
God,
I
you
don't know.
got a
It's
ton.
dumb. Would you rather every time your character takes any healing item, it does like a like that, like take a slow sip and does that.
A refreshing,
Yeah,
drink,
like you get a potion or you shoot yourself up with something. It's just like
shooting up
like
heroin.
a long, slow
My
sigh.
mom banned my dad from drinking coffee because he can't. He would just do that unintentionally. Take a sip and go because he just was having a good
Yes.
cup of coffee.
Your character-
and she's like, "You have to stop doing that."
So your character does that every single healing item.
I want
you do.
that one. I want
Or
that one.
periodically, your character will just randomly vomit. Just
I can't think of which I like more. How am I supposed to choose?
like
Can I have both?
You're
So he
in a
has
dialogue
sip and goes,
option. You guy just holds up a finger and just throws up, or you're running along and you just like start vomiting.
You're in the middle of a cutscene. As you're talking, you vomit and you just keep talking through it.
Dude, you're fighting monsters and you're just throwing up as you're fighting.
Option 3, I want both. I want you to go every time you do a fucking health potion.
Yeah, during a dialogue option, there's you pop open a drink, you sip it, and then you go, and then you vomit. Yeah.
So actually, when I was writing this, I was in a meeting at work there was like sitting at a table with other people, and I thought of that one, and I couldn't stop laughing at envisioning my character in different games just randomly vomiting.
That's
awesome.
In Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, your character actually had to eat in order to stay alive, and so sometimes it was frustrating, but it was like you basically just every like 10 game hours you could just go to the fast food place and just like eat a couple. But I would, I'd put it off so long, you starving to death, so I'd go get fast food. I'd just keep clicking X, like, because you had to click X to select the item, you had to click X to buy it, you had to click X to eat it, so you had to click it 3 times. So I would be on my PS2 just mashing X, not paying attention, and then all of a sudden the character would stop and put his hand up, and in the clucking bell, which is what it's called, he'd just turn and just fucking vomit everywhere on the floor. And sometimes I would look up and I hadn't noticed it yet, and I'm like mashing X and there's a puddle of vomit and he's just ordering sandwiches at the fucking window. He can't stop. He threw up like an ancient Roman, and he's like,
Takes
one
a
more
bite,
of those.
Throws up. Please stop. Please stop. Ugh.
I know, I'm like torturing my character in the game. It was the funniest shit. I think games don't have enough vomiting in them. I don't know what it is. It's so funny. What time are we at?
1:15.
We have time for one. Choose your favorite.
You pick.
All right, well, this one's on brand, so we're going to do it. Make a board game or video game from another natural disaster that isn't coronavirus.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Obviously, Plague Inc. is now capitalizing on this apocalyptic event that is currently happening. How can we capitalize on other natural disasters? Plague Inc. already has viral outbreaks. So how can we we'll make a game now, capitalize on it in the future when stuff starts to go bad. So what did you guys pick?
Okay, so I have one really good one.
Okay.
It's a natural disaster sim.
Okay.
And you were trying
Just all the disasters?
all of them.
Okay.
And you're trying to kill all the humans on the planet with a variety of natural disasters. And it's a speed-based game because obviously enough natural disasters you can kill everyone. Mm-hmm. But you want to see how quickly you can basically you're comboing disasters. So you you set Yellowstone off, right? And then everyone rushes to get away from Yellowstone, so they rush to the southern U.S. And then but if you do it right
bam,
before
hurricane.
you do it right before hurricane season, if you time it properly, everyone's down there to get slammed with a hurricane. Or you use an earthquake to knock out the power in a city, and then use another earthquake to send a tsunami when the alert system for tsunamis is down because there's no power.
Shoot.
So yeah, you chain.
That's diabolical.
Yeah, you chain your disasters cleverly to kill all the people as quickly as possible.
Get as many people as you can in a short period of time.
And then I'll just do it because right now that was the only one I came up with. The rest are just titles and working titles and thoughts. First one's called Escape from Yellowstone. Next one's called,
by the way, I love it.
Tornado Dating Sim.
The tornadoes dating each other?
All I have is Tornado Dating Sim.
It's in the dating sim genre where you're trying to essentially, because most dating sims you're just trying to have sex with another character.
Right.
Sure.
So you're trying to combine with another tornado to make a larger, more destructive tornado.
Like in my favorite disaster movie, The Day After Tomorrow, in which 3 tornadoes make a tornado baby in Los Angeles.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, the
this
next
is like
one-
tornado coitus.
Wildfires in Pokemon?
Pokemon Wildfire.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Just set Pokemon on fire.
And my last one is Locust Swarm Deck Builder? This one had 2 question marks.
So okay, no. It's a card game, and the point is to get the most locusts into an area as possible.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're collecting. That's like you're collecting locusts, and there's different cards that would be like, oh, this will.
You know the crazy wild grasshopper in A Bug's Life?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
you
Hopper? His name's Hopper. By
Did
the
you?
way.
No.
His name is Hopper.
No. Isn't Hopper the main guy? The main
No,
grasshopper?
that's. I'm looking this up right now. Wait, you're talking
You
about? Oh no, you're talking about the
idiot!
rabid grasshopper.
Yeah, the rabid one.
Oh, I think you're talking about the main bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know what his name is. Yeah.
Do you know, like, did you ever find it weird as a kid that you're like, why did they just have some crazy grasshopper? What's the fucking point of that? It's just a bad, crazy grasshopper. What? I don't get it.
I didn't
you-
think that much into
I didn't
it.
think that was weird. I did
But
think it was weird because I
it's
saw
just
that
random,
not that
right?
long ago that they keep him on a leash.
Yeah, well, that's what's weird about it.
They keep him on a leash, and you're like, wait, isn't he like your buddy? That'd be like us keeping JD on a leash.
Yeah. Hey, Robo. Well, it actually is. He's a locust.
Oh. See, he's not a grasshopper.
Oh,
he's
it's
He is a
Locust.
grasshopper. Grasshoppers. Locust is a grasshopper when they're like in a crazy breeding
Are you
frenzy.
sure?
Yeah, because they have to eat a lot while they breed.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, I'm no.
They're different.
Locusts
Entomologist or whatever they are.
are a collection of certain species of short-horned grasshoppers in the family that have a swarming phase.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, so locusts are
So
just
he's just one of them.
grasshoppers that have swarmed. So
oh
he
my
is
gosh.
he is a
well,
grasshopper.
it's a phase.
Yeah, so
And so he's crazed
so
by
he's crazed.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's
the movie's been out for
interesting.
20 plus years, and I only
Dude,
realized
this
now
could go into your locust swarm game.
that he was
Oh man,
A
we have
freaking
different
locust.
breeds of grasshoppers.
not a
and
breed.
locusts.
It's just a different
A
life
different stage.
of his life.
Just different stage.
I'm not even paying attention.
Ugh.
That's all my board or video games made from natural
I only had
disasters.
one.
Yeah, it's kinda
and
hard.
it's called. Well, I wanted to call it Blown Away, but there's already a board game called that, so I just cut the away, and now it's very sexual. It's called Blown. But here's how it works.
Is this a fucking hurricane dating sim?
Oh yeah, so it's hurricanes, right?
And
And, they're
hurricanes,
just really going at it. It's like a sexy hurricane, and then there's like a real like emo hurricane.
Like, oh, show me your eye, baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so calm in here.
It's so calm,
I don't fucking know.
calm and dry.
Just how I like it. Calm, quiet, and dry.
I don't like that.
That's the name of the game. Calm, quiet, and dry.
It's depending on what you like. Sometimes you like an F4
No, it's
or an
not.
F3. You know?
Oh
I
no.
didn't
You know what that F is for.
F5 is like the real rare. That's like the real hot
Got
one.
some junk in the trunk.
Oh yeah, she's huge. Okay, so
Why
no,
do they keep
it's
giving them
not-
all girl names?
Yeah, objectifying tornadoes, man.
Seriously, you could have called him anything else.
No, we know the
We
truth.
should name him after like evil fantasy characters.
Dude, wait. Are meteorologists turned on by hurricanes? Like, oh man,
Stare at them all. You
look
stare
at
at,
this.
dude. Here's the thing: if you stare at
weird.
something enough
Weird.
all day long,
I think we've uncovered something here.
something
Not gonna lie
with
to
you.
You could be go to HR, do an HR over at some meteorology, whatever.
It's like, is it sexual harassment if it's against a hurricane? I don't know. I've never heard this.
We're gonna find out because I'm gonna push it.
Okay,
what
wait,
is
so-
blown about?
Okay, so no, it's a
Rated M for mature. For fucking sure, I already know that.
I wasn't thinking that, but now I can't stop. So no, it is a game where there's like physical characters. It's a board game. Sorry, it's a board game, and you have wooden pieces, a town set up that you've kind of built, right? And so your characters have a certain amount of turns to move around the board and do stuff, collect food, build their shelter up. Because when the timer runs out, you will have an actual blowing device, like some sort of vacuum.
Ships with the game.
And, yeah. What's the opposite of a vacuum? A blower. A blowy?
Unvacuum.
A blowy. So you're blow.
Fuck. We're gonna have to cut this whole segment. So shitty.
So you spin it. You spin a thing to show essentially which way the blowy's going to blow.
Oh.
and then you turn it on, and there will be like things that it can blow around. Like that will be the correct weight to like land in the game board.
Right.
Like so, debris flying onto the map. Your character will lose points if like their shelter falls on them. If they fall over, you lose like hit points and stuff. So you're essentially trying to survive as long as you can. There's a luck aspect to it, but you also have an objective, right? So you're not just staying as far away from the blowy as possible. You're actually moving closer to get like the better stuff. And if you don't have enough time runs out, then all of a sudden stuff's going to start blowing on you. So it's a hurricane, wind, physical pieces board game where stuff's happening to you. It's like a fun game, like what's it called, Volcano Island, or you know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
There's this game. What's it called, Volcano Island or something?
Forbidden
where,
Island?
No, where you're on a
Fireball
Fireball Island, where you're on a volcano and you're running around and like periodically a fireball will actually roll down a track and hit your guy. It's kind of like that. It's not a serious
Nice.
game.
Okay.
It's just real fun and goofy, and you're just having a good time trying not to get blown.
Okay. That's
I knew I could get Aaron with that one.
Juvenile.
Aaron, do you have any?
Okay, so yeah, I have one. It's what happened? What happened? Okay.
I got JD with the Joker face.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I told you I'd get him.
Just out of nowhere. So mine is Pompeii.
Okay.
So this is in like
There's a game called Pompeii.
So this will be a video game.
Okay.
Okay.
Because there's a board game Pompeii. And this is in ancient Rome, so you're going to be trying to screw out as many people as possible before the city gets covered in ash.
What do you mean screw out?
Take out loans. You're trying to
You
amass...
screw them over.
Yeah.
Screw out. I was like,
Oh,
is
sorry.
this a dating sim
This,
again?
this isn't blown. This
Yeah.
is something different.
Hey,
so you're
you
trying
put my brain there, and now I'm never coming back.
so you're trying to amass as much wealth as possible.
Use the proper
By-
preposition, please.
You're just taking out loans, and I'll pay you back tomorrow. Tomorrow is the end of the city. You're gonna get covered in ash.
So like,
and so
you know, kind of.
yeah,
You kind of
yeah.
know.
And
something's
then-
about to happen
And then halfway through the game, you're basically running for your life
with all of the wealth that you've
with
accumulated.
all exactly.
You're just heading back to Rome.
And then then you have to come back and you actually have to identify some bodies and stuff.
That's just an extra.
dig 'em out.
Yeah.
So you can loot their corpses.
All right. That's amazing. That's amazing.
What's it called? Pompeii.
Pompeii. The last one I have in my notes is Hungry Hurricanes?
Wait. Okay.
Just
Hold
hungry,
on.
hungry hippos with hurricanes.
Yeah, with hurricanes. Wait, how sexy are these hurricanes?
All
though?
right, Peterson. We're gonna have to have a talk about this whole thing but not on air because I'm sure people are tired of hearing about it. So we're just gonna move on.
Dice of Destiny.
All right, Dice of Destiny is this awesome little game we like to play at the end of every episode in which we roll a 20-sided dice that includes 20 different game genres. We roll a 6-sided dice to see how much you can spend, and then we roll a dice to see who has to find a game for that price in that genre, buy it, play it, review it. And Peterson, you rolled.
Oh, man, the absolute gem that's been on there since the start, dating sim. I rolled a dating sim. I was hopeful, right? I was hopeful I'd be able to find something. As we talked, the genre, searching through that genre is a hellish pornscape. It's really bad. I'm not kidding. It's really bad. And so obviously I don't want to play a porny game, so I picked a game that looked fun. All the reviews were like, it's so funny. You're going to love it. You're going to laugh so hard. It's called Monster Prom. So you've got 6 weeks or something to find a prom date, and you're different monsters. There's a ghost and a Frankenstein's monster and a vampire and all the different zombie. There's a Medusa chick. So there's all these different monsters that you can date. You can date any of them, right? Gender doesn't matter. And so you get in and you, like any dating sim, you start in and you're just like making choices and reading a lot of dialogue. First off, the dialogue was trying to be funny, and it just wasn't. Like, so the people who were thinking this game was hilarious, I didn't even like smirk one time. It was trying really hard to be funny. And maybe dating sim funny is different than like
It's a lower
normal
bar.
funny, because this game there was not monster porn. Which I did find sound clips. If you didn't listen to the end of last episode,
Yeah, I came across that.
I played. I was like, wow, this is really easy to find clips, but none of them were actual porn. They were just. It was wild.
For not putting actual porn at the end of the podcast. I
monster.
super fucking appreciate that.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you.
So it hinted at being like it would make like dirty jokes, but like nothing was funny in the game, even a little bit. And I wasn't like in a grumpy mood when I was playing either. I was just like, this just isn't funny. It's trying really hard. And the characters were like very one-dimensional. And so you're like, oh, okay, I know this girl's like real prim, or this guy's really like emo. I know how I can date them. But the choices, it would give you 2 choices, and they were completely arbitrary. Like, it was almost every time impossible to identify which one was the right one to make the person like you more, the monster like you more.
Tuck their hair behind their ear or go to McDonald's.
Well, they were really weird, and you'd be like, ugh, you lost 2 creativity points. And you're like, why? Because you've got like stats, and you're trying to like, the higher your stats go, like the fun-loving girl.
Do you get to choose your monster?
Yeah, you choose your monster, what you start as, and then it gives you like these questions, and like you answer them. They're really odd questions with really weird answers, and that like determines your stats at the beginning of the game, which is a good mechanic. Like, that was pretty cool. But I kept losing so many stats, and so I played through it twice. The quick playthroughs, I played through the first one, took about 30 minutes. Second one took about 15, because I lowered you can do like a 3-week or a 6-week version.
I do a 2-day
I
version.
lost both times. I asked someone to prom, and they said no.
And that's it?
And I was like, what? And then it gives you like this whole like end story, and then like, oh, Sally went on to, that gives you like their
You die
future,
alone.
and you're like, what? And
All
again,
because she didn't go to the
it was
prom.
trying to be funny, and it just wasn't very funny. The choices, like, I started to understand like the choices in game, not the like to date someone, but like where to go and what to do types of choices. So I started to understand that, and I could see how this would have appeal maybe to some people, but it's a very, very small audience.
Do people like it on Steam?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's why I picked it. It had good reviews. And so I was like, oh, it was not like it wasn't, full of nudity, and it had good reviews. So I was like, okay, this will be good. It looks like a funny theme, like asking monsters to prom, and like this genre is just not for me. I quickly stopped caring about the characters because the choices didn't matter, and like I don't know. I just nothing interesting was happening. And
Do you think it's
everything-
inherent to a dating sim?
I kind of do.
You just don't dig.
I just don't get it. I don't understand the appeal.
That's kind of what
not
this is sounding like.
interested
Yeah.
at all. And I tried 2 different playthroughs. I tried different strategies, different styles. I'll say the first playthrough, I was trying to date this one girl, and it kept leaning me towards the most annoying character in the game, which is the emo vampire guy. And I was like, look, like I wouldn't ever want to even talk to this guy because he was like super emo and like really like high intellectual though. And like, so I was just like, I hate this character. And it kept pushing me towards him. Like all of my choices were meant to like date this guy. And I was like, I don't want to. I hate him. And so, yeah, I just did not have a good time. I played for about an hour. Didn't love it. This is Monster Prom. I wouldn't recommend buying it. If you are obsessed with dating sims, you might enjoy it. There was like stuff you could unlock, and at the end it was like, how many did you get a secret ending? How many different choices did you get? And so it would like give you all your stats, and it would collect your stats across all the games, which was kind of cool, but like I would never put enough time to care. Right? You know what I mean?
I'm so interested to see who the demo is that plays. Because Lynn plays them casually, but I think they're like dating sim aficionados.
I should have played the bird one.
Yes.
Had a full boyfriend.
I think that's crazy. You didn't
but
play
Lynn
that.
already played it, and so I was like, okay, well, I won't play that. You know what I mean?
Pretty funny dating.
I
it.
did look up the sword
one where you date a sword.
It's not out yet.
Boyfriend Dungeon.
Yeah, it's not out yet.
Yeah. That sucks. It was a
I
bad
would
roll.
have
It was a
picked
bad
that.
roll.
I would have picked Boyfriend Dungeon. I even looked it up because I was like, that actually
gotta
looks
be
kind of
soon.
funny. It is pretty soon. I think it's this
Yeah.
year. I was like, that looks funny. But so that's why I was like, Monster Prom could be funny. It just wasn't funny. I don't know.
So you would. What's your review?
Don't buy it.
Okay.
Unless you're obsessed. I mean, look, if you're obsessed with dating sims, you might
already
like
own
it.
it. You already own
you
it.
already
Like, let's be
you
honest.
know a lot about it.
How much did you spend on it?
$12.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that means you've got to roll again. Please don't roll yourself again.
Okay. First
take
we'll roll
one.
for the genre. Yeah, I'll do one this time. So I rolled a 14.
Okay, that is a mystery. We've never had a mystery game. I didn't even know that was a genre.
Okay, but for real, I kind of want this
So
one.
mystery's off.
I have a good one
Adventure
in mind.
is on.
Which one?
I can't tell you.
Mine's Return of the Obra Dinn.
I don't even know what that
Oh,
means.
dude. Okay, I want this one.
Okay, so now we roll
the price. So 6-sided die times 10, 4. So $40.
$40
Yeah, that's
or
easy.
less.
For a mystery.
Yeah, they're never expensive
No.
games.
Okay, so
because they're indie games.
do you
they're
want
AAA
2
mystery games.
points then? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
I'll do
Okay,
one.
You'll do so.
Well, you'll be JD's 1, 2. Aaron, are you in?
Yeah.
You're 3, 4. I'm 5. 6 is reroll. Okay. 2.
Okay,
JD's
so
up.
I am playing a $40 mystery game.
$40 or less. Guarantee
Okay.
it's going to be $10.
I like that. All right. Well, to play us out, we have this song from this meme that I like. I'm not telling anyone.
Don't. Yeah.
We'll tell you guys later.
I'm JD, logging off.
This is Peterson going AFK.
This is Aaron rolling out. So dumb.
Peterson Productions. Oh, yeah.